Good morning, guys. Just welcome to another session of the Market Trader. My name is Coach Ray, and we're gonna wait here a few minutes to see, to allow people to join us here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang out here a bit and go ahead and display our risk disclosure. All right, to start as we wait for folks to join us. Okay. Good morning, Sepadia. So, like I said, you guys, we'll just good morning, Shadow. We'll wait here another minute or so before we get started. In the meantime, I do have the risk disclosure up, so you're welcome to peruse the risk disclosure, especially if you're new to this room. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Good morning, Frizu. So again, all the content to being published and distributed by the market trader is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice. An offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. You should all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. Okay. And that we should only be using risk capital that we can otherwise afford to lose without compromising our financial security or lifestyle. Okay. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation, an offer to buy, sell futures or options or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that I got the risk disclosure out of the way, guys, we'll go ahead and move into the news. I believe we do have a fair amount of news today. It'll be being posted as we speak. Okay, so we have Prime Minister Barnier speaking at 9 a.m. We have PMI coming in at 9:45. We have Jolts coming in at 10 a.m. Okay. We have some manufacturing numbers coming in also at 10 a.m. Okay. And then we have probably the main one here, probably Bostic here at 11 a.m. That has the potential of impacting the markets. Okay. And then we have OPEC meetings, okay, happening throughout the day, which could have an adverse effect in general in crude oil. Okay. So we have to be on the alert there for any sort of major move. Okay. So that means that obviously we always place our stops in the event that they do some fundamental change in, say, inventories or things that could affect supply. That will obviously have a major impact on the crude oil market. So something to be aware of, that we are having OPEC meetings. Okay. All right. Especially for those who trade crude oil. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the charts. we'll go ahead and open up my charts here and locate my, let's see, which one is this? I'm trying to locate my platform here, guys, so bear with me. Good morning, Shark Trends. Let's see, where is this? Okay. Not finding my platform at the moment here, guys, so bear with me. Okay, let's see if that will do it. Okay, that seemed to trigger it. Okay, I know it right now you see a bunch of jumbled mess here, but this will clear up here in a second. Okay. And we're going to, out of all this mess, we're going to navigate to the gold market. Okay. All right. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of my drawings. And really, as we normally do, guys, we always look at these markets with a macro lens to start. Okay, meaning that we want to get as broad a view of what the market is trying to accomplish before we kind of move into the lower time frame charts. And the idea being is that if we have a general idea of what the macro is doing, then we want to do it as best we can to align ourselves on the lower time frame charts with that macro view, because that will that will offer us opportunities that are aligned with a higher time frame, which will then carry a little bit of how you say momentum. Okay, higher time frame momentum in the direction of our of our executions. Okay, that's always beneficial. All right, so let's go ahead and move up to the daily chart. And I'm going to move my chart here over to the left. Okay. Now, the last couple of days, we've had a little bit of I guess, selling. Okay. But based on what we're seeing today, it appears that selling was just merely a pullback. Okay. A pullback of otherwise bullish structure. Okay. At least that's what it appears now. Obviously we need to have this candle at the end of the day close at its current level or its current state as much as possible in order to kind of confirm that view. Okay. But right now, the past couple of days, Friday, say Monday and Friday, we had a little bit of selling. Okay. But that has caused the market to get into a place where maybe there's been some demand now kind of established, and we've started the day rather bullish. Okay. We're not quite engulfing at this point, but we've kind of consumed a good chunk of this bearish candle that was established on Monday. Okay. So assuming, again, we don't trade the daily chart, right? We all understand that, but it's always good to understand what direction the market is going on a higher time frame. So as I kind of move over here to the left-hand side, we know that we are at all-time highs, okay, in the gold. All right. So as much as we'd like to short this market, we have to respect the fact that it continues to make create structure that indicates that it wants to move higher. Okay. All right, let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off some of these levels for now, specifically initial balance. Okay, now you can see here. We'll also turn off ASR. All right, you can see here that we are, coming off a bit of demand. Why is this being established as demand? Well, look to the left. Okay, look to the left, and you can see why this area is considered demand, because that's where price left last time it was in range. Okay. So we were in this kind of range at around 2660, 2675. Price came back. Price came back to it. Okay. And now has rallied away from it. Okay. So we have a series of candles here now, 1, 2, 3, 4, developing, okay, to the upside. So the 4-hour chart, and more importantly, it's being supported by volume. Okay, volume is at one of the higher level at some of the higher levels as we're making moving higher. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. This is where we start to kind of focus in on some of the things that I care about. So let me go ahead as far as price reference levels here. Okay, so let's double confirm. So these areas in blue, okay, are the value area high, value area low ranges. Okay, the gold is the 233-day EMA. This is the purple line, or bluish purple line, is daily VWAP. So you can see from all of this, okay, that we are above some reference levels that we care about. We're above settlement. We're above daily VWAP. We are above the 233-day EMA. We are above value from yesterday. All indicating that we could potentially see some higher prices in this market. Okay. So now at this point, I'm going to start opening up some of my levels here. So we have already exceeded ADR to the upside. The fact that we're already past that level at the very start of the market could indicate that we could be in store for an abnormal day to the upside. Okay. Now that price has exceeded ADR, if I'm looking bullish, okay, I probably would not want price to get too far below this level that's just been broken. Okay, for a continuation trade to the upside. So this level at let's call it 2673, okay, would be an interesting level for me. Also 2670, this whole region here would be an area of interest for me to participate in a potential bullish trade. Okay, now since the beginning of say Monday here, we've been on a steady climb. So I would be inclined to draw in a anchored VWAP. Yes, that's exactly where I'm headed, Alejandro. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP right about here. Okay, and that's another area where I could, look for opportunities, a reference level that I can use and lean on to support a bullish trade. Now we are a bit extended from both the daily VWAP and the anchor VWAP here. Okay, I've kind of coined the phrase, "Have you hugged your VWAP today?" Well, VWAP does not go too far away from VWAP before it wants to come back and revisit it. Okay, so I would expect that at some point that maybe we will get some sort of retracement back to daily VWAP, or maybe as low as anchor VWAP, which would make for a very nice bearish trade. Okay, but nonetheless, the idea behind that would be to locate and find a location that would allow us to trade to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up. Let's see. Initial balance. Okay. So we have a very tight initial balance range so far. A little over 15 minutes into the market. Okay. Very tight range. Okay, the tighter the range, the easier it is to, I guess, support when it comes time, or should the market extend. Okay, and I tend to use this initial balance level to support my trades in whatever direction it decides to go. Now, my view right now is that we are looking to go bullish, but that doesn't mean that we don't break initial balance to the downside, come to a level that we mentioned at 2670, and then continue higher. Okay. We could still be bullish and I guess create a little bit of a failed auction to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels to this. So I'm going to open up my spreadsheet here if I can locate it, and then we can add our levels. All right, let's go ahead and add this to the chart here. Okay, so here are the levels that I'm looking at. Okay, in the gold market. All right, we have some supply zone on the 4-hour at 2,700. Okay, we have let's see, average daily range is already been exceeded to the upside at 2,672. We have average daily range low here at 2639. That seems all in order. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR. Okay, and let's see, make sure well, that's marked for London. Let's see if we can get New York. Okay, well, New York has also been kind of exceeded. Okay, so 2674 is our average daily range high. And then our average daily range low is 2650. Our average session range low, 2650.9. Okay. So I would expect that this might adjust a little bit. Okay. As the equity session opens up, we may get slightly different reading for ASR here. It's awfully busy here. So I'm going to turn off some of these EMAs. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay. So, but as we discussed, right now, the path of least resistance seems to be to the upside in the gold market. Okay. I'm drawing this as a trend line, but normally I would draw this as a channel. Yeah. So Ziggy, I wouldn't say the market in general. I'm talking specifically gold. Okay. So Ziggy, my focus right now is strictly on the gold market. I would not kind of carry that into just a general comment. But we'll get to the Nasdaq and the ES here in a few moments. Okay. So yes, but the idea here is that we are in kind of bullish structure to the upside. So if I'm going to entertain any kind of short, right, I need to see price break some structure to the downside, right? First order of business would be I need to see price break below this trend line, okay, before I would even entertain. Ideally, I'd like it to be break below 2670, a level that I had mentioned that I would be interested in participating to the long side. So I just don't blindly, I just don't blindly accept a short trade, okay, without seeing some structure to support it. Okay. So again, right now, I'm going to be looking to see what direction the initial balance range extends, whether it extends to the downside, which is possible, and come down to say a daily VWAP, okay, or maybe to the top of this value range that I had mentioned, value area high. That's all certainly all within the realm of possibility. Okay. Now, there's also possible, okay, that we get a price to come inside value. And if we do manage to close inside value, then I would say that settlement price is a target to the downside before we see any sort of major reversal to the other in the other direction. As you can see here, price is a bit extended to the upside in both the London and in both the Asia and the London session. Okay. So the US may decide to pull back and participate. All right. And these would be the logical levels. Okay. So for now, I would say that I'm going to be waiting patiently for this initial balance range to establish. Once the initial balance range is established, I'm going to wait for what kind of extension I get. I suspect that my extension may be to the downside, okay? But that does not mean it's going to be sustained all the way through, okay? That the price may move down to a level 2670. You're missing settlement. Settlement price is over here. This is settlement. The dotted line is settlement. Yeah, it may not be inside. So let's see. Settlement is 2659. Okay, which is let's see, 2659. Yeah, 2659.4. Okay, this doesn't seem quite right either. Value range is actually a little bit higher. So value area high is actually 2670. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add settlement. Settlement. Okay, we have settlement at 2659.4. That's settlement. Okay. It was right. Value was right, Sergey. Let me double confirm that with the fixed range volume profile here. Yeah, 2659.9 is value area high. value area high, I should say. 2659. 2659.8. Okay, value area high. All right, value area low coming in at 2650. I want to say 51. Value area low. Okay. Yeah. This might need to be adjusted here a little bit. Let's see. 830. Okay, let's do this a little bit differently. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and specify the range here. So that's 830. Okay. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, now it's more closely matching the levels here just to be sure. Okay, you can see the blue lines now are more aligned with the range. Okay. I generally draw my my volume profile from 830 to 430 generally. Okay. So as you can see here, this indicator, I actually established the range. Okay. So I modified it that way. Okay. And it keeps getting underneath here. Let's see. Okay. So that's generally kind of the range that I use. Okay. So that comes in a little bit closer to what the fixed range volume profile provides. Okay. You have 2651.4. Yeah. Again, guys, 2660, 2651.4, that's very much in line with what rare value is. Okay. So, and again, honestly, guys, if it's off by a couple of ticks, that's not. So again, at the end of the day, we don't trade with a scalpel, right? Obviously, what I had before was incorrect. Okay, had to do some adjusting on the indicator, but the idea is that we're within tolerances by a tick or two here. Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Hopefully now everything's in order. So we have our value area highs now correctly established. We have our average session range and average daily range correctly established as well. Okay, so these are going to be the levels that I care about. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see if we get maybe a little bit of a push to the downside. Yes, it's yeah. You definitely Okay, definitely push lower is going to offer us potentially an opportunity. This also needs to adjust the initial balance range. Let's see. Initial balance, where is that being established here? So it's not 930, it's 830 to 930. Okay, I'm just educating the indicator on the levels that I care about and the time in which to generate them. Okay. All right. So you can see here, it's probably not super visible. Let's move down to a 15-minute chart. Okay. But the initial balance range is being established in a yellow color here, which I don't currently see. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to dwell on it too much, guys, but the value area range. So right now, my thought process is that we might see a little bit of a pullback in gold, and that I may be interested in an opportunity right around value area high or settlement for a potential reversal. You're not seeing my charts. Let me see. All right. Hopefully has been sorted out. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on to a different market. We spent quite a bit of time here on the gold market, and we still have a fair number of markets to get to. Okay. But the idea here right now for me is that I suspect, okay, if we can get below 2670, that we might see a pullback, maybe back down to settlement price, at which point maybe that might offer us an opportunity to take a long in the gold. Okay. Uh, that's kind of if we manage to get below 2670. If we don't manage to get below 2670 might be an area where we could see I guess a continuation in price to the upside. Okay. All right. So 2670. that's the level, and that's the level I'm making note of in my my notebook here. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay. All right. Looking at the crude oil market, you can see that we've established an initial balance range. But before we look at things at a micro level, we need to kind of step back. Okay. Yes, David. Encourage everyone to hit the likes. And if you're not a subscriber and you resonate with what I'm saying, don't be hesitant with the subscribes. Okay. All right. So here we are on the daily chart. Okay. So as you can see here, right? Just keeping it super simple. Okay. Is the market moving to the downside or moving to the upside? Is it sloping down or sloping up? Okay. Well, without any indicators at all. Okay. Without reference levels like volume profile, initial balance, all these bells and whistles. Okay. Simple price action, price structure is down. Okay. Simple price action is down, lower lows and lower highs. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay. Similar kind of thing. I'm going to turn off my initial balance range. Okay. I'm going to turn off my, let's see, indicator here for a second. Okay. Again, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, again, we're getting lower lows and lower highs. Okay. Now we did pierce below this support level, and still that was met with some buying, but any attempts to go higher has been met with sellers. Okay, we have sellers here, sellers here. Okay, now part of the reason I'm sure that these OPEC folks are probably meeting is to figure out how to get price back to the levels that they're accustomed to seeing. Okay, and what they can do as a conglomerate to maybe reduce the supply of oil in the market and cause prices to go back up. Okay. But right now, we're in structure to the downside. And again, I see that, there seems to be a fair amount of room, okay, to the downside here. So again, I see a swing. Okay. I see a swing low, a swing to the downside, a retracement. Okay. So where could this price go? Well, if this swing is indeed the dominant swing, okay, on the 4-hour chart, well, 64 seems to be in the cards. They're going to do whatever they need to do, Frizu, to bring price back up. Okay, whatever they need to do. Okay. So here we are, looking at this. If this swing is dominant, all right, we could easily see 64, okay, in this market easily. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to get below 67. All right. Obviously, we need to get below 67, and the fact that we have the powers to be on the crude in the OPEC, well, they're gonna try their darndest to keep price above 67, okay, or at least above 66. 65.81 is also a very nice level to participate in a potential long. Okay, all right. But I'm just not going to blindly support a long without getting some structure to the upside, because I do recognize that I'm in bearish structure. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay. This is where we start to bring in our volume profile. Okay. We're going to go ahead and remove some of these things. So we're going to go ahead and add the indicator that I'm working through here. So we're going to have to, let's see, we're going to open this up. It's going to require some adjustment because the initial balance range is not set for 8:30 Eastern. It's set for 9, okay, to 10 a.m. Okay, that's the initial balance range for crude oil. Okay, and then the value area. Let's see, value area for the session is also a little bit later. Okay, so now that I got that set, we should be in a better place when it comes to the settings here. Okay, so you can see the blue lines that I've drawn here. All right, these are value lines. Okay, volume profile lines. Did I not set it to 10? What did I set it to? Yeah, 10. Oh, 10:30. You're right. All right. You are correct, Sergey. You have very good eyes. I'm trying to do 10 million things at the same time, so it's good to have you there, spot checking what I'm doing. Okay, so here we are. The blue lines are the value area lines. Okay, from the prior day. Now notice how price gave us a very nice opportunity. Okay, guys, I don't make this kinds of things up, right? Problem is, I need to sleep. But this area right here offered us a very nice opportunity to the short side. Yes, Sergey's very good at attention to detail. That's why I appreciate him. Okay, so it offered a very nice opportunity to the short side. Okay, so the question is, are the buyers, whoever brought this price up to this level, are they still in the market? Okay, Are they still in the market? Because if they are, again, this 66 level that I have established here on ASR could be a nice area to support a long if they don't step in earlier. Okay. Now, price is below VWAP. I'm kind of inclined to draw my anchor VWAP here at this level right here. Okay, because that was a level where we got a strong push to the upside. You could equally say that, well, coach, couldn't we also draw an anchor VWAP up at this level? Absolutely. Okay, we're kind of caught in between these two levels. Notice how anchor VWAP price stopped almost to the tick on the downside move here. Okay, almost to the tick. It's amazing how these things, happen. All right. So let's go ahead and add my levels here, guys, and so that we can get through this level and get through this instrument and also get through some of the equities, because I know that a number of you trade opening range here. So I'm going to turn this off here for a second. Okay, and then I'm going to drag this over to the right if I can. Come on, behave. There it is. Okay. All right. So let's spot check some of these levels, shall we? We have 6807 as our value area high. Okay. So let me double confirm this with my fixed range volume profile, guys. Okay. I'm still kind of getting used to this new indicator here, and it doesn't have 100% of my trust, or I don't trust myself that I've set it up correctly. Something along those lines. Okay. And so here we are right about here. Okay. So that is a little bit different. Okay. I had it a little bit higher, 68.15. The indication here is 68.04. So let's spot check this and see, make sure I have captured the correct times for my ranges. Okay. So 9 o'clock is indeed the correct range. 1630. That's a little bit wider than I would expect. Okay, but nonetheless, we'll go with a fixed range. If I hopefully I started at the right time. I started at 6 o'clock. Okay, to 1330. Okay, so we'll go with the range that's established by the manual fixed range volume profile. So we're going to say value area high is 68.15. Okay, oops. 68.15 is our value area high. Okay. Value area low is that's more consistent. 67.40. 67.40 is our value area low. Point of control is 67.84. 67.84. 67.84. Okay. Settlement is I think 67.76, around that price. 67.77. Okay, 67.77. 777. Okay, so we got value area. Now we have our ASRs here. Looks like this ASR is not providing me 68.17 is what? 68.17 is settlement. Oh, no wonder I'm looking at the wrong contract, guys. Apologize. Okay, here you go. This probably look a little better. I'm kind of modifying levels for the wrong contract. Okay. All right, let's come back to this. Okay. Let's add this back. All right. So I'm modifying levels here. Okay. And so, okay. So we have 68.50 as our value area high, 67.85. So this looks a lot better. Okay. We have 68.17. So this all looks better. Okay. So we have our, let's see, average daily range on the top here, 69.43, average daily range high. Average session range, we'll go ahead and modify this to, let's say London for now. Okay. And we have 68.81 is our average session range high here. So modify this to 68.81. Okay. And then 67.23 is our average session range low. Okay. All right. All right. So that looks a little bit better. So right now we're touching the bottom end of the range for London. We've already reversed away from. Yeah, no, it's not crazy. It's just poorly configured, David. All right. So here we are. So we have price has kind of reversed off of value. It's come down to this ASR zone. We have let's see. Where's average daily range? Well, it looks like we've already exceeded it to the downside. Okay, average daily range has already been exceeded to the downside. So we'll see if this area can hold. I would say it's important for this area to hold. I guess for the sake of these buyers here. Okay, and then maybe we get a rotation from ASR up to the high of day. Okay, that's a possibility. All right. In the process, we obviously need to get above value. All right. So that's one hypo. Okay. Now, if we do remain or we do close, say below 67, I would say then we have an opportunity for a further downside auction. Okay. So that's kind of where this 67 level is important for me. All right. So initial balance, we're going to go ahead and draw. Again, we have a relatively tight initial balance range. All right. So we'll see what in which direction does the initial balance range extend, and that's the kind of the direction that I'm going to go with. Now, I understand that I'm in a bearish market, so that my long trades are going to be managed, with some caution, and my down trades, are going to be aligned with structure. So I'm feeling a little bit better. So you can go one of two ways. You can wait for price to get to some of these levels and sell strength, or entertain maybe a long back to, say, settlement price, and maybe beyond settlement price if you're a little bit counter trend. Okay. All right. So I think that is what I wanted to say about crude oil. So let's go ahead and jump into. It seems like I'm maybe spending a little bit of time here, guys. It's major rejection level on my end. Yeah, 67, 65, 67, 65. Yeah, it could be rejection. I would say 67, 85 is also another potential rejection area because of the fact that we have value area low, Ziggy. Okay. But yeah, I could see as early as 67, 75 that we could start to see some resistance. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the indices, the equities here, and make sure I type these correctly. All right, and then let's make sure that I capture these ranges correctly as well. So the VP session should be 9:30, not 9 o'clock. Okay, the initial balance range is 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern. Okay, all right. I always get stuck underneath this. All right. Okay. So now we've got let's turn some of these levels off here. Let's turn off ADR, ASR, Q. Okay. And then initial balance for now. Okay. Let's quickly look at the daily chart and see what the market has to say. We'll go ahead and remove some of our drawings. Remove drawings. Okay. We'll shut this down for a second. Okay, and ask ourselves the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market is trying to go higher. Okay, we've broken some structure here to the upside. We see some buying wicks. Okay, the market is trying to go higher. Now we still technically are under control, I guess, of this swing here, right? So this could simply be a retracement of this swing. Okay, because we have yet to break above 21,000. All right. So while we are trying to move higher, I also understand that I'm inside this swing, right? David, the ASR is a proprietary tool. Okay. So if you want more information on that, you have to kind of DM me. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay. So 4-hour chart, again, you can see the series of higher highs and higher lows. We managed to break a level above. Okay. We managed to break a level above here and managed to stay above it for now. Okay. Um, right. So again, I'm not super impressed with the strength of the move to the upside. I do see that we have a little bit of a supply area above me here. Okay, I do see that there is a little bit of resistance here, so which could lead to further downside price action. Okay, right around this, I don't know, 20,400 level. Okay, I do see that, and then I also see that we have maybe a nice demand zone here down below at 19,000, but that's a little bit a ways away from the market. Okay, so in any case, let's move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. Here we are. Okay, this is where I start to draw some. Let's remove the supplies and demand zones for now. Okay, on the 4-hour level, and let's just kind of get a feel for what this market is trying to accomplish here. Okay, so we have ADR levels where inside range, ASR in the middle of the range. Initial balance does not offer any insights at this point. So this is our value area range. I just confirmed and modified the levels here. So these levels should be accurate. Okay, 930, 930. Okay, this all looks good. Okay. All right. So we're right on top of value at the moment. Okay. Now, if we do manage to close inside value and break this low, then I don't see any reason why we don't come back to this ASR low. Okay. Or value. Okay. So this is an important level for me right now in the Nasdaq market. If we are not able to hold, let's say 20,250, okay, if we're not able to hold 20,250, then I would say that we have a reasonable chance to get down to 20,173 or to the bottom of value before we see any sort of reversal in price back to the upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our levels here, guys. We'll just go ahead and add our levels, and then we'll spot check that. Spot check those levels before we move on to the last couple of instruments for the day here. Okay, so we have ADR high here at 20,356. That's an order. ADR low, that's also coming in at 20,119 or 113. Okay, that's an order. ASR high is 398. That might be something that's more London. Yeah, that looks more London than US. We'll leave it at that for now. I think New York hasn't been adjusted just yet. So yeah, we'll leave it at London levels for now. So we'll modify this to 398. Okay, here 398. Okay, 50 is average session range high, and then average session range low 20,173. 173. Okay, that's kind of what we're saying right now is maybe as a potential target for a potential bearish trade in Nasdaq is might be in order. Okay, all right. So let's see. We are entertaining closing back inside value. We're about 8 minutes away from the start of the market. So if we do manage to get inside value, I think I already have one hypo that will take us back to the lows of the day. Not lows, but the ASR low. Okay, maybe even the lows of the day. Okay, we're already let's see, we're already at pretty close to the lows of the day as we speak. Okay, but a more extended lows, maybe down to ADR low. Okay, if I am more bullish in the market, well, I probably need to wait for price to get down to some demand levels below me. Okay, that would be an area where I would be maybe more interested in on the long side. Okay. Or I need to wait for structure to be broken to the upside But then I have to run into some of these average daily range. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the Nasdaq. I would say that right now, if I had to choose one direction, I would say that that direction would be bearish. Okay, if I do manage to get above 20,000, let's say 20,300, then I was that maybe that view might change. But for now, I would say that my view on this market is to the downside. You're welcome, Frizu. Okay, so let's move on to the ES. Okay, I'm going to again quickly look at what the daily is telling us here. So I'm going to turn off this, move up to the daily here. Okay, and what is the market trying to do? Well, I would say that the ES is probably a little bit stronger and that the Nasdaq is probably a little bit lagging. Okay, because the ES is at a much better place with respect to long than the Nasdaq. If I recall, Nasdaq was somewhere inside this swing here. Okay, this looked it still felt like it was being controlled. We're on the ES, we're actually breaking structure to the upside. Okay, we're getting above a prior level of resistance. Okay, so ES looks far more bullish to me than the Nasdaq, and it's broken more levels that I care about to the upside as well. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart, 4-hour that's the 3-hour chart, 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart again, we continue to make a series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, I'm not super fan of all these overlapping candles. Okay, it seems like maybe that the upside move that we're having is slowing a little bit. Okay, we had a very strong move to the upside, nice retracement, another swing, but I don't see the same kind of vigor to the upside that we've seen in the past. Okay, so maybe the market is tiring here based on the 4-hour. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Again, we are above value. Okay, above value, indicating that there are still a fair number of bulls in this market. Okay, if we do manage to close back inside value, okay, if we do manage to close back inside value, there's an 80% chance that we get through the entire range of value back down to the say the lows of Monday. Okay, that's certainly within the realm of possibility here. Okay. So let's go ahead and add my levels here. Okay. Oops. All right. So add my levels. Okay. So here we are. These are my levels. Okay. So we have, I'm going to open up average daily range. Average daily range is up at the top here at 58.29. That seems in order. Average session range is 58.33. Again, that's probably influenced by London, and it is. Okay, so 58.33 is our average session range high. So we'll go ahead and modify that, 58.33. Okay. All right, and then average session range low, 57.92. So let's modify that to 57.92. All right, 57.92. Okay, that's 75. Okay, again, guys, I'm not really all that worried about the right of the decimal place all that much. Okay, I'm more interested in the whole number. Okay, but I'll update it accordingly. Okay, so again, if we do manage to stay above value, looks like price may be a little bit range bound. Maybe it's waiting for some news that was going to happen a little bit later. Okay, but if we do manage to get inside value, I think we can have the potential of a move through value. Now, I do see with the average session range and average daily range that these areas right here could offer us a bounce. Okay, we could get a bounce to the upside from 5,800. Okay, we could also get another bounce from 57.85. Okay, to the bullish side. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in ES. Now, if you wanted to take a short to say down to value area high or maybe down to settlement price, well, we're actually settlement price is above us. So again, the fact that we're below it is also another indication. Yeah. So job openings, again, these news events that are happening here in about a half hour are probably news events that you want to sit on the sidelines for. Okay. So it's not something that I would say you would want to participate in. So good call out, Ziggy. 10 a.m. is probably the time that you want to sit on the sidelines, wait for those news events to kind of establish and percolate through the market, and then from that point entertain. So I'd like to wait at least 15 minutes. If I'm already beyond my initial balance range, I like to wait 15 minutes after any sort of news events for things to settle a little bit before I take any sort of executions in any direction. Okay. All right. So that's kind of, oh, you're waiting for, oh, right, 7:30 for the initial balance range. You are correct for indices. Okay. I'm talking more gold and crude oil, right? Because those initial balance range would be well baked, I guess, by that time. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that's all I want to say about these markets. Let's go ahead and quickly move into the YM. Okay. And see what the YM has to say. And the YM is, let's see, we are inside, looks like we are inside value. All right. And you're welcome, 29 stumps. Looks like we are inside value, and we are developing a little bit of a bullish candle here. Market is about to open here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the daily. The daily is indicating that it's looking to head higher as well, but that maybe the market, it might be tiring here a little bit. Okay. We're not moving as high as we have had in the past. Yes, absolutely, Alejandro. You too. We're not moving as fast to the upside as we have in the past. Okay, so maybe we might be a little bit overdue for maybe a little bit of a pullback. Okay, we're kind of. I feel like we're making a little bit of a rounding top here. Okay, so we could see some downside price movement for our chart. Okay, equally feeling a little heavy to me. Okay, we are below. Let's turn this off here for a sec. We are below settlement price. We have a strong selling wick here up on the top, and the buying wick. So, to be fair, okay. So I would say that if we do manage to get below, let's say to start below 457, okay, that might be a feather in the cap. 450, let's say. If we get below 450, that might be a feather in the cap for the bears, and that could lead to some lower prices to the downside. Okay. If we do get above, let's say 670 or 665, that could be a indication that the market might look to head higher. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up initial balance because, well, actually, let's look at the 30-minute chart. Let's see what the 30-minute chart has to say. Okay, so here are our ASR levels. We are developing a bearish kind of engulfing candle below our daily VWAPs. We're going to go ahead and open up initial balance. We have a relatively wide range that's being established within a pivot set up towards a downtrend. Yes, I feel like it's down as well. Okay, so we're below settlement. We're below daily VWAP. If I draw my anchor VWAP, that's going to be up at the top of the market here, and that's equally below. So yes, I would agree with that view, Ziggy. It's feeling like it wants to move lower. Volume is indicating lower. Price is opened relatively low. We'll see how price reacts around this 42.40 level. Okay. We could get something similar that we had here, where we have a break of initial balance in one direction, because there might be a lot of people here that want to take advantage of a bear market, only to be met by buyers. Okay. So that's something that you want to be cognizant of. Okay. All right. So let's capture some of these levels, shall we? And so let's go ahead and open up this. We have, let's say, 42,796, I think it was our average. No, 793 was our average daily range high. Okay. All right. And then we have our average session range high, 42,753. That's our average session range high. Okay. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my indicator here and capture our, so we're well within value here. So, all right. So you can see here, there's a little bit of a table here up on the upper right. I don't really necessarily need to type these, but I will for now. 42,583 is our value area high. Value area high. Okay. And then we have point of control at 42,539. Okay, is our POC. And then value area low is at 42,407. Okay, is our value area low. All right. And then our average daily range low is, or it looks like it's already almost being met here. Let's see if I can do this reasonably. 42,421 is our average daily range low. 42,421 is our average daily range low, I believe. Let's see, maybe a little higher. Sorry. Yeah, 421, and then we have 420 as our average session range low. Okay, but that's I believe that's being based off of London. Let me modify now that New York is open. That's going to adjust maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so 42,381 is our new session low. 42,381 is our average session range low. Okay. All right. So yeah, so we've already experienced almost a full rotation, I believe, through value here. Let me turn off some of these levels here. Yeah. So we've already rotated through value. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, like I said, the OPEC folks are not meeting just to bring price down, right? The OPEC folks are coming in to figure out how to drive price higher. So that 67 level, I understand why that served as a logical location. Okay. All right. So we've already kind of traversed through the entire range of value. Okay. This area is kind of interesting for me. If we do manage to break below it, then we could see continued price action to the downside. Okay. This area could also provide a small reversal in price. Okay. I do see that there is, some buyers here. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it for me. I'm already kind of 6 minutes into the market here, guys. I'm anxious to kind of get a feel for what crude oil and gold are doing. So we'll stop here, pause to see if there's any questions. Encourage folks to hit the likes and subscribes if you're not a subscriber. Comment anything anytime you see these recordings anywhere outside of, say, YouTube or what have you. Twitter, X. Don't hesitate to comment on the fact on how how the analysis has supported you. If it hasn't, then that's okay too, right? But if it has, then I would appreciate you, making a comment or two, letting everybody know of that. Okay. Can someone write down the OPEC correctly? I need to look up what they are fully about. I'm not sure what you mean by OPEC. OPEC is an organization of oil producers. Okay. I don't know. I can't remember what OPEC stands for. But it is a group of oil producers, okay, and they're meeting. So if they're meeting, it means that they're not happy, okay, meaning that they're trying to figure out ways to get the market back up to the levels that they had before, okay. All right, Ziggy. Well, that's it for me, guys. We'll go to the moon. Yeah, we'll see. Again, guys, these job reports might have been leaked. All right, we might be seeing some reaction of that already. So yeah, let the dust settle, guys. Don't chase price. Let the dust settle and maintain and man your price reference levels. And if you see the price come to an area and you see the support that you're looking for, or the price events that are aligned with your view, then don't hesitate to pull the trigger. Okay. So with that, guys, we'll close off this session with the levels that we're going to be tracking for the Dow. And yeah, so trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. So we'll close the session here, and we'll again be in group coaching later this afternoon, and I'll be in the Coach Ray's room on the Top Step server. If you want to find me there. Otherwise, I'll see some of you in group coaching and others of you tomorrow during pre-market review. All right, guys, have a great day trading. Trade well, trade safe, be a market, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day.